Welcome to Expired Musings podcast. My name is Adaret.
And my name is Aman, and this is where all our thoughts go to die.
So have fun.
Please do. Welcome back, everybody.
How's your week been?
Not great. I mean, I can't look you in the eyes and lie. It's not been particularly fantastic. How's yours been?
I don't want to talk about it. It's been a hard week. On the plus side, the weather's been sort of good.
If that's the only thing that's been good, that's grim. We've been having a rough time, but Ella and I are not having a fun, sexy time like we thought we would in our mid-20s. Our situation is everything but fun or sexy or time. It's just sadness. Hello, sadness, my old friend.
Honestly, just based off of the title, I'm sure y'all can guess, COVID has done a number on us. We're all suffering in our own little ways. So, you know what? Let's start it off on a high note. Okay. Aman, why am I leading this conversation, by the way? This is so strange. I'm in the leader's spot today.
You know what it is? It's subconsciously, I went to visit a friend of mine the other day, and his mom, he knows, like, when he listens to this, he's gonna laugh, because his mom told me, she's like, I heard your podcast, and all I hear is you talking, and this poor girl can't get a word in. It's all about you. You won't shut up. And I got personally attacked, and she's kind of right. So I think subconsciously, Rara and I, this episode, you know what, like, Rara is gonna, Jesus, take the wheel. Rara, take the wheel, sweetie. I'm giving it all to you.
Please don't. I hate responsibility. I don't like being liable for anything. Also, I'm so happy that she made that comment and not what I thought it was going to be, because the minute she mentioned the podcast, I thought she was going to talk about my voice and how shrill it was. So the fact that it took a totally different turn, I'm happy with it.
I think maybe this is probably the first time that Ella gets a comment regarding something other than her pterodactyl screech. It was somebody who was actually standing up for you. Congratulations. You win nothing at all.
Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the main topic then. What's one positive thing from your week? Is that in English?
What is one thing that has had a positive effect on your life this week?
Exactly, and you can go first.
Well, first of all, thank God that somebody knows how to speak in this group. I'll go first. I actually wasn't having such a great week, and I decided to go hiking and biking with Stella, a very close friend of mine, and we had a really wonderful time. We explored our area a little bit. We biked. I actually did like a crazy jump that I didn't expect to be that crazy, and I saw my life flash before my eyes as I tumbled down in my bike, flying towards the inevitable death.
You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember Twilight? What's it called? New Moon. Edward freshly left Bella on the streets crying, and she had to fill that dark void of her heart, and the way she did it was through motorcycling. Seems like you guys have a lot of stuff in common.
You know what? I do agree that, first of all, when I was younger, Bella's addiction to, like, what was it? It was like Rush. Like, she was addicted to adrenaline, I guess, because it would bring Edward back. And I can relate to that, because the adrenaline rush that I seek now is to bring joy back. You know, something that's so foreign to us now. You remember joy? Do you remember laughter? Do you remember hope?
It's mental illness, love.
It's mental illness, love. Absolutely, it's mental illness, darling.
Oh my god. Also, why are you turning pink?
I'm doing my nails. Sorry, guys. I'm doing my nails. My UV light.
Oh, so that's why, because her screen just turned neon pink. Also, why don't y'all ask a man how her nails have come along?
So actually, this is another way that I've been trying to make myself feel better. I've bought this nail set. It's called Polygel Nails, y'all. And it's like at-home kit to have basically like funky long nails. And I've been trying to learn. I've been biting my nails since I've been 4 years old. People that know me, I literally don't, like, the word nail is absolutely foreign to me. There's no nail. It goes from fingertips straight into, like, knuckle.
Ew!
So sorry for that image. Sorry for that image. But yeah, this is another thing that I've been doing this week to make myself feel better, is looking snatched. So tell us about you, Rad. What have you been up to?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember was yesterday, and yesterday was fun. I got to hang out with my girls, so obviously a man, since we've pretty much I have literally always sees each other at this point. And our friend, are we gonna name them all? Oh, here's a little shout out. Like they care. Did they even listen to this?
This is how we know. This is a test of friendship. If they give us a call talking about, oh, we heard you guys say our name, that's so exciting, then we know we're friends. If a week goes by, we don't hear anything about this, then we're for sure gonna be upset. Because Razen actually listens. Razen, this is a shout out for you. Love you. And yeah. So who? Oh yeah, yesterday they. Oh, please tell them about my little breakdown yesterday.
Okay, this is actually, I find this quite hilarious, but also is frightening. So basically, do you guys have that one friend in your group that just doesn't check text messages or realize what a notification is? That's literally a man. So our friend Lulu texted to the group yesterday, hey, let's all hang out in my backyard. And we were like, okay, I guess we're leaving at 7. And this was hours ago. And a man didn't reply. So, me and my other friend, Labiba, went all the way to our friend's home, went to her backyard because of social distancing and house arrest and all that. We're not trying to get fined. And we're having a great time when all of a sudden a man FaceTimes me because she wants to do the podcast episode yesterday. She notices that there are other people among me being our friends, and she starts to cry. I've never seen her cry like this before. It was so frightening. Like, I wish y'all saw her face.
Let me tell you from my POV, I was hiking with Stella and I was riding my bike. I saw some texts. I saw them. I ignored them, okay? I was biking. I was living dangerously. And next thing I know, I'm at home doing nothing. I call her and I see that she has betrayed me, and I can't describe. I went through a roller coaster of emotion. First things first, I was like, did they hang out without me, without telling me? I raged. And then my second emotion was, oh wait, I knew about this. How did I know about this? And my third emotion was like, oh man, I read the message while biking. I just ignored it. Okay, and then I slowly realized that this is my fault. But I was still angry that I wasn't included. So I made them leave Lulu's house and come to my backyard. I literally made these girls leave the comfort of one house to another, drive all the way across town to spend the evening in my backyard. But we had a wonderful time, and I'll tell them all about it.
So we went over to her home in the backyard again. She set up a nice little argile pot that I don't smoke, but, you know, a couple of our friends do. I tried, but I've never, like, I don't know how. And I know this seems laughable because, okay, like, what Middle Eastern girl doesn't know how to smoke? Like, I know it's engraved in our culture, lung disease and all that, but I, for the life of me, just don't know how. And you know what? Out of all the bad habits, this is a good thing to be bad at.
No, y'all don't understand. Like, Ragat she can't breathe it in. She can't breathe. She literally struggles. She starts choking. I'm like, Ragat, it's not rocket science. She's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, Ragat, just go. That's all you just go. Just do that. And then she's like, she starts fucking choking. She starts dying. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to call the ambulance on this idiot. So yeah, no, Raga's not down with the kids. You're not down with the kids. You've always been a loser. You can't escape it.
Yeah. I just tend to value my health. And I personally am not a big fan of cancer.
I just like to value my health. I'm not like the other girls. I care about myself. Shut up. This is why nobody likes you. This is why nobody wants to hang out with you. It's just me. It's just me all the time. I'm sick of you.
Oh, you want to talk about nobody hanging out, huh? Who was the one that called who?
How dare you use my mental illness against me? I'm unhinged.
Anyways, so besides Health Canada, that was my evening. That was the highlight of my day, or week actually. I don't remember anything before that, and I don't. Oh, we might go to the beach this weekend, so that'd be fun. I think. You know what? I'm done telling y'all our plans. This is not like my diary.
I don't think people are that invested. We can move on.
Okay, so I hate leading this thing. I feel so much pressure. This girl's still doing her nails.
What can I say? I'm a natural leader, but you know I'm also generous and I allow for others to shine. Please, I'm so proud of you, sweetie. You're doing great. Now, Hafsini, do it so I can finish my nails.
Wow, I'm sure that mom is gonna come back to you later like, oh, you did such a great job at letting other people breathe. Okay, so let me lead. Oh, okay, so I guess the next part of this podcast is what was depressing about COVID.
Wonderful, wonderful segue, Ragad, I must say. That was flawless. How about I try to take over this part, huh? Huh, buddy?
Oh, please take a break from your nails.
The next topic we want to discuss, because I'm taking the lead now, is the kind of struggles that we have seen and felt as not just like communities or societies, as the entire planet was going through this. We want to kind of discuss what we felt, the kind of emotions that we felt, and this is keeping in mind that we are so fortunate. Many people have suffered so much more. And what we felt is on our own scale, right? Like our feelings. And I guess I can start by saying I felt really like hopeless, and I felt like the way the time was passing throughout the panoramic, the pandemic, has been very jarring and heartbreaking. It feels like my youth is being stolen away from me. That is probably my biggest struggle. Of course, I miss seeing people. I miss leaving the house. I miss not worrying about my parents and the elderly people in my community, my loved ones. But personally, for me, that, like the feeling of time being stolen away from me and my friends, has been the worst part. Yeah, that's been hard to deal with. Still is. What about you, Ragad?
I would say, of course, that like we're in our 20s, both a man and I. Like I already turned 26, and a man is gonna turn 26. Father time does not miss anyone. But we're like girls in our 20s, and you're 20, like it's already been over a year of dealing with this shit. And it doesn't help that Ontario, for some reason, keeps putting us under lockdown after lockdown. And we see other cities, we see other provinces, we see other countries have their lives go back after a couple months. And it's just so unfair. Like, I know how privileged we sound. Like, in my case, thankfully, I'm still employed, and my family was healthy and safe, and nobody that I know got any serious side effects from COVID. And I get it. Like, thankfully, we're very fortunate, we're very privileged, but at the same time, this was supposed to be our time to just discover life and just have a good time with our friends and just meet people and see new places, and we lost a year of that. So, yeah, it kind of feels a little rough knowing that's time I'm never going to get back. I guess it is what it is at this point, right? Another thing that's been kind of hard, and I'm sure every student can relate to this, but it's just that lack of motivation of finishing anything, of completing courses. It's been so hard to just sit down and be focused, especially in the beginning when online school started to take place, because your home, your safe environment where you go home to relax, sleep, just chill out, has now become mixed with your work environment. And there's no separation of that anymore. So, in your own safe space, now you're feeling stressed out because you can't separate your work anymore. Your work is your space. And it's so much different knowing that, like, okay, it's so much different being on campus and seeing other students. At least you'll feel a level of motivation, you'll feel some energy, some life. You'll see other people working on their things and moving forward. But then for us staying at home, it's another form of isolation now where you can't really talk to other students. Even doing like group projects, it was already a nightmare before. Now it's double as much because you have to get to know these random strangers that in a normal environment you would have already socialized with. And I think a lot of us have been incredibly hard on ourselves as well, because we feel like, oh, we're just being lazy. We're just being ungrateful, and our situation is not that bad compared to other people. But we're fighting through a whole pandemic. Like, everything's changed. Whether you realize it or not, your body's going through a lot of changes.
Body going through change. Is this puberty? Puberty. I miss you. I recall puberty. No, I agree. It's that loss of community, right? It's that loss of, and I can't even begin to think about the elderly or the children. They're literally babies who have never met other babies. Like,
the children.
think of the children.
Think of the children.
Think of the poor children who have never seen other children. Have you ever, like, with my nieces and nephews, whenever we go out and they see other kids, it's like seeing an alien. And one of my nephews, actually, my sister was telling me how he was at she took him to the park for the first time in months. if not the entire year. And he saw another kid there, and he like hid behind her because he was scared. Like he knows that he's not supposed to see or interact with other people. So even though there was a kid, you would think you'd get excited. No, he like feared the child. He's like, and then there's another, mother, there's another. It's horribly traumatizing. It's a loss of community is really difficult for people to handle. It's unnatural for us to be so isolated, and of course that takes a toll on your mental health. And we've seen the rise in mental health issues in every age group across the board. The only people who aren't suffering are literally the billionaires who have profited off of this pandemic, and the rest of us have just suffered greatly.
Do you remember when Kim Kardashian, or I think like whatever celebrity out there, they were like, it's been so hard living in this pandemic, and then you you look at their house, you get a drone shot of it, and it's literally acres and acres of land. And I'm like, you literally have a whole town in your backyard.
No, I don't know if you guys have seen like compilations of celebrities being goofs during the pandemic and saying stuff like, don't even get me started on that Imagine. Do you guys remember the Imagine when all the celebrities saying Imagine? My favorite until this day, you can literally look up like compilations on YouTube. My favorite is Justin Bieber was doing a live, I think with Kendall Jenner, and with his whole chest he said, oh, like, I feel bad for, we're really like struggling, we're feeling really lonely, and I feel bad for others who are like not as fortunate as we are. And Kendall's like, he's like, they don't have like the big houses we do, but you know what, like at the same time you can't feel too bad because we earned this, we worked hard for this, and like, like we deserve it. And I'm like, read the room, you moron, read the room.
Oh my god, the audacity. Imagine he called everybody poor because of their own doing. Excuse me? We're just trying to survive. What the hell?
I love it so much. The idea of Justin Bieber saying, it sucks to be poor, but you did this to yourself. He literally said that, Miss Thing. And Kendall was like, yes. Oh, so blessed. Absolutely blessed. I hate when they say blessed too, because I'm like, it sounds so contradictory and hypocritical and creepy and weird.
It sounds patronizing. Okay, like, don't belittle me like that.
He really said, God loves me and hates you, poor person. Yeah. And, where do we even start? With Miss Vanessa Hudgens saying that old people dying, well, it's inevitable. Do you remember she said that little video where she goes, people are gonna die. And then she like clenches her teeth. She's like, it's inevitable though. That was still one of my favorites too. Just saying, people finna die. It is what it is.
And you know what? As if those little Hallmark movies she does isn't a drag enough. She just had to go out and do this to herself? Ma'am, why?
You didn't have to bring in the princesses movies in this. I find them quite charming.
They're awful. Are you kidding me? They're literally... Did you see the recent one? Where there's 3 of her now. So the first one was just her. Then the second one was her twin sister. And her third one was her triplet. And I'm like, how many more are you going to keep cloning?
There is no purpose. She's getting paid. She got that Netflix money. Anyway, so yeah, that's been a huge aspect, I think, for us is all these struggles, not being able to explore new opportunities. When it comes to jobs, that's been difficult for sure. But funny enough, this is what leads, I think, to our next topic. If you don't mind me introducing it. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Because I thought Rara was going to be the leader, but I guess she can't. She just can't help it. She's a sheep. You're a sheeple.
You know what? I'm a follower, and I'm okay with that. I like to lead, but from behind the scenes. Thank you.
I believe leading behind the scenes is not called leading. I think the whole point of leading is that you're in front of the scenes, but okay. She's like a politician. Someone does her dirty work for her.
I'm a puppeteer.
I knew this was coming. Her favorite word, puppeteer. Okay, that's the puppeteer. We can talk about things that we've done, things that we've explored from the beginning of the pandemic until now, all the new things that you've discovered about yourself and the new things that you have done to make yourself feel better. I've learned so much about myself, and I really want to kind of bring it. There's nothing positive about COVID, absolutely nothing. But there are some things that we have managed to create and manifest that have helped us survive and continue to survive. So if you wouldn't mind getting started, because I want to finish this nail. I'm totally focused.
Yeah, no problem. I guess the main thing for me the past year, I've just been figuring out home renovation things to do. So for the first half of the pandemic, I was basically renovating the basement. So me and my sister sat down and we came up with a plan and figured out the color scheme. We looked up the furniture, like everything from top to bottom. It was a really, really fun experience. Like, if your parents let you, I totally recommend doing so. My mom at this point just gave us free reign to do whatever we wanted, but it was such a fun experience. It was such a fun experience, and I definitely I continued on. So after I was done the basement, I moved on to the upstairs living room, and then eventually my mom was like, "This isn't your house, so stop touching my stuff." So then I moved to my room, and I redid it from top to bottom because it was quite a little hellhole, you could say. And I spent maybe like 3-4 months like painting my room, which I hate painting. I realized that about myself. I rather just not and have my family members do it, which ended up happening. The only thing is, with all these renovations, somebody has to pay for it, and my wallet suffered quite a bit, especially, like I might be working, but I'm definitely not working my full hours. So I don't know what I was thinking. I just kept spending. And that's another thing that I kept doing throughout the pandemic as well is retail therapy. I can't help it. I want stuff because I keep piling things for the day that the world opens. So I'm like, wow, when the day finally comes, I'm going to be decked out. And that day kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. So now I don't even know if I'm going to wear any of my summer outfits. It's going to go straight to fall. But yeah, the retail therapy, it was fun while it lasted, and then once my, credit card took a hit, I had to stop and reflect. How did you go, man? How was your coping?
I agree with definitely the retail therapy. Oh my god, yeah. And it's the worst thing to possibly do during the pandemic. You're like, but I get it. You're sitting down and you're kind of fantasizing and hoping and dreaming about the day when all these things would be normal again. So I get it. I definitely actually am. I changed up my style during the pandemic and I bought a lot of new pieces and I've thrown out a lot of old clothes. I donated them. I donated a lot of old clothes because I felt like I wanted to change. Like that was something that definitely I feel like we experienced, like we wanted to change our environment. We wanted to change, and since we couldn't do that, we couldn't do drastic changes to our lives because we're not moving forward at all. So then I made drastic changes to my wardrobe. And I also did a lot of my makeup. My makeup really changed. I bought new makeup. I've started experimenting with stuff like that. I've never experimented with makeup much before, but I had so much time because I'm just crusty and alone at home, so I could do whatever the hell I want. And I did buy some, palettes. They're hardly touched, but I like to pretend like I can use them when I want to. That was definitely something that we did a lot. And I went back to reading. I haven't been such an avid reader since maybe I was in Korea, and maybe I think for a good like 6 months to a year in Korea I didn't read much. So now I'm back to it, and it's, oh my god, it's so good for me. Like whenever I'm upset or I feel like I can just disappear in a book, and I know that maybe that's not the best thing to do. When you're feeling like you just don't want to be where you are and you're feeling really hopeless, a book can actually really soothe you. So I've been doing that. It's really soothing. Yeah. And now Raga and I did something else, something huge that you're a part of right now. Expired Musings. Expired Musings. It's funny because when Ragad approached me with the idea, and just that week my brother was telling me how I should probably put some time and effort into creating like a YouTube channel, or creating some sort of content because I'm such a talker. And when Ragad approached me, it felt perfect. Like right away, I was like, you don't have to tell me twice. Yes, yes, yes. We have learned so much, and we have been so grateful for this outlet. We're really thankful for this outlet. And I'm going to have Ragatana explain what she has experienced through Expired Musings, the joy that it brought her, and I want to explain what I have felt. Then I'd go ahead, start.
Okay, yeah, this is a nice other added topic to this episode. So, I've always listened to podcasts. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all actually listen to these ones, but there's PewDiePie and Ken's podcast that's like ancient now. Maybe it was like 10 years ago, and they were really funny. I love their dynamic. The Tiny Meat Gang. Who else did I listen to? The Basement Yard. Like all of my favorite YouTubers eventually included adding a podcast to their YouTube content as well, and that's how I got into it. I loved seeing the dynamic between people and their friends, and it was just really enjoyable. Thing is, like we said in the first episode, Amanda and I's friendship is relatively new, within the last 2 years, I want to say. So it was already weird enough for me to approach her, but it felt so normal. And She said yes, and she said yes. This is a proposal. She said yes. um,
I really, oh, the romance of it all. I didn't know that you're this smitten with me, Nagad. How exciting.
oh my god, shut up and do your nails. So, we immediately like took action. It wasn't even like a day before we started like researching and looking into equipment and stuff. And we really do hope to expand. So this is actually episode 10, by the way, in case y'all didn't see the title. And this is gonna be the end of season 1. Season 2, we want to do something a little bit different. We're not gonna say exactly what yet, but it's something to look forward to. For us, we found that being productive, having a goal to work towards, has really helped make this pandemic easier. Because when you actually feel productive and feel like your energy is actually being put to good use and it's not just rotting away, it brings back some level of normalcy. Yeah. And yeah, so once we started kicking this project off, it was just so much fun. It's crazy how 10 episodes have already passed by, and we're so happy that people actually listen. It's still really bizarre to us that people actually care to hear what we say.
I agree with all the positives that Ragad listed, but also for me, something that is that I felt that Ragad maybe can't relate to exactly because Ragad is going to school currently and she is a student and she's learning new things and all that. I've been out of school for a while, so learning a new skill like editing, advertising, all this stuff has been really, really fun. To get my hands dirty again has been really, really exciting, and also being able to watch myself and Ragad grow our talents. We have like we literally don't listen to our first episode because it makes us cringe so hard because I'm like, what is this jarring editing? But now I think we're relatively better. I mean, we're definitely not perfect, we're nowhere near perfect, but we've improved, and Ira and I aren't too tough on ourselves, you know what I mean? Like we don't say, oh, like we want to be the best, or that's not what we're here for. We're here to put in effort doing something that we love and enjoy and hope that others enjoy it as well. But it ended up being so much more than just a simple project. It actually is quite demanding. Ira and I both didn't expect that, but it's okay. We love it. It's so much fun. It's ours. Like, it's our baby. Expired Musings is our creation, and I can't describe how incredible that feels. How special it feels to have something that's just for Ira and I, and have people approach us and tell us that they enjoyed this episode or bringing up this point. It's been amazing, truly. I'm so thankful. So incredibly thankful.
I still get flashbacks to the first episode where we tried so hard to remove any sort of breathing or ands, likes, all of that. Even now we still do that, but it's not as, like Ivan said, jarring, because I think if you listen back to the first episode, it's like immediately, like it's like almost like a robot just speaking one fluid motion. We have no identity. This is the Palestinian struggle, and it was awful. If I can redo it again, I would, and maybe we will in the future. But for now, we want to take a little break after this. But the thing is, it's important to have a hobby. It's important to just keep yourself busy. I know the gyms have closed, and that's also been kind of hard on us because, like, Aman, for the first time in her life, she joined a gym last year, and for me, it's always been an on and off relationship. But once I had buddies, it was fine, and it was not fun. I don't understand people that actually like the gym, but I did feel better doing it, and losing all that progress because I have oh my god, walking up and down the stairs has always been a struggle. I get like deep breathing, and even just hiking, like we're gonna go hiking this weekend, and I already know I am gonna pass out. I don't have the stamina. I don't have any energy to do this. And so I know the gyms have closed down, and it's, that's also been unmotivating and another way to put people in a slump. But even just going for a walk at this point, the weather's nice. Just taking some sun. I know that's definitely helped with my mood as well.
No, I agree. I that's one thing about winter that I like despise is like all these little things that you can do to make you feel better are nearly impossible in Canadian winters. So now that we get to, like, I'm feeling like garbage, well, how about a bike ride? A bike ride makes me feel better. What about a walk? What about I go and grab a slushie? Even if it's by myself, these little things are much easier to do in the summertime for sure. But what's been so important for Ragad and I is feeling like we have And this is not just us. I'm sure you guys have seen tons of people have been investing time into their own projects and things that they never had the time to do before. This is, we're not unique at all in that regard. I'm really happy that people are doing this. And this is kind of our little push for you guys. If there was something on your mind, make it happen. I never thought I would have the chops to edit or to be, I don't know, like, I've never thought that I'd be able to converse with somebody in a manner that is directed at an audience instead of just a conversation between a friend and I. And Raka and I, yeah, of course these conversations are just, conversations between friends, but we also have had our audience in mind this whole time is what would people like to hear? What would interest people? How would people view this? Would this be interesting? All these things have been aspects of Expired Musings, and it's been brilliant. Oh my God, it's so great. I love it. I'm so proud, and I'm so excited for the second season because I feel like we can, revisit some old topics. Of course, we're going to visit some new ones. We're going to have some new tricks up our sleeves. It's going to be a new adventure, and we're so excited for that.
This is the problem, okay? I sit here silently while this girl steals all the good lines, and I'm left with nothing.
It's not my fault that I'm eloquent. It's one of my few skills as well that I've been able to actually put to use. It's not my fault that you're crusty and you can't speak. That's a you problem, sweetie.
I'm just glad you're finally putting your English major to good use.
How very dare you. I cannot believe you would stoop that low. I finish this episode now. I'm done with you. I'm done. I've always hated you.
Guys, we broke up. There will be no new episode.
It's over.
10 long episodes later. I don't even know how to end this at this point. I just hope that if you are feeling a little bit rough, I guess, or you're feeling a little bit tired with the whole situation, that hopefully this won't go on much longer. He did push the deadline to June 14th now, so you maybe have like another 2 weeks, but I mean, travel should be open soon, I hope, and people are getting their vaccines, and we're on our way to just living, maybe not back to the way things were, but try investing your time into something that it doesn't even have to be anything productive. You can literally spend your time however you want. I think we need to be a little bit more understanding towards ourselves that, you know what, even if I made myself a sandwich today, khalas, like, that's success on its own. It's been a hard year, and we're exhausted, we're emotionally drained, we're fatigued, like, whatever. At this point, just be happy that you survived, and we made it to the finish line, and, enjoy the weather outside.
No, Ragat says something that's really wonderful, actually. It's, don't be so hard on yourself, and, just getting out of bed sometimes is enough to show progress. You don't have to be out there changing the world. You don't have to get, you shouldn't expect yourself to get your ideal job. That's what I was doing to myself. I was like, how am I not getting my perfect job? I mean, how will I? You know what I mean? Like, I can't even leave my house. So please be gentle on yourself. Please be gentle on others, especially essential workers. Stop yelling at people, please. It's not great. And, be kind to one another. And most importantly, listen to our podcast.
Nice plug. Yeah, if you literally don't do anything today, even if you just listen to our podcast, I'd consider that a success.
I wouldn't say success. I would say something. I don't know. I'm better than nothing, I guess.
My God, don't sell us so short. You know what? Whatever. Just finish this damn episode. I don't care anymore.
Not this. Embarrassing. Anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us on officially the last episode of the season. Yay!
Yay! I'm surprised we didn't have a single what are these called? Like a single feud. I mean, it's definitely not the money that we have to worry about, but
we didn't have a single hater. People kept asking me, they're like, oh, do you have any racist haters? I'm like, no, motherfucker. We're not there yet. I can't wait for that day. I can't wait when we have haters. Haters are my motivators.
It's literally just been friends and family. And they're great. We love you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been friends and family and some strangers here and there, some people that we don't know, some people that all around the world that it's actually been incredible.
Oh, mention the fact that we're now worldwide.
I felt like oh no, I didn't mention that last episode. Yes, we're worldwide. We have a listener in every single continent except for Antarctica. But who lives in Antarctica? I'm not interested in what the bears think.
Do they even have Wi-Fi over there?
I don't know why that was offensive. That was distasteful. Do they even have like Wi-Fi? Do you guys even have Wi-Fi in your country, in your continent? So that's been really exciting. We really hope to see some new viewers, and we hope to get your input on Expired Musings on TikTok and Instagram. Please follow us and let us know your thoughts and join us for all the updates and all the fun stuff. We are so thankful. We really look forward to seeing you in season 2. That's going to be soon, so keep your eyes peeled for season 2 of Expired Musings. Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Okay, so bye. Let's just end it.
Sorry, I'm unhinged. Love you guys. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, I have to end it now.